So, a Nintendo Direct Mini. This is what we've been waiting 6 months for, huh? Well, I'm at least going to remain a little optimistic. First off, at this point, I was expecting there to not be a Direct, not until June. Second, for being a mini Direct, this thing is almost a half hour long. So there's bound to be some sort of substance in here. And besides that, now that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Animal Crossing have released, Nintendo needs to let us know what we need to look forward to during spring. So, let's find out. Due to COVID-19 release dates and other information presented in this video are subject to change. Yeah, I was kind of figuring on that. Well, that at least covers their backsides in case release dates do change. Kind of a bummer, this whole situation. But let's not dwell on it. We're here to enjoy video games.
Long ago, two great titans came into existence. The Bionis and the Mechonis. The titans were locked in a timeless battle.
Those are Pokemon.
Until at last, only their lifeless corpses
They looked like
remained.
Pokemon. It looked like Dialga and the other one, and I was wrong. It is not Pokemon. They just happened to... That is just how out of place Dialga and that other thing looks.
In the sky!
This can't be.
No way. It's a Mechon.
Commence the assault on Bionis.
Okay, cool. Xenoblade Chronicles DX, I think it is. That's what they said, right?
If we could just...
But seriously, am I the only one that thinks that for a while there, legendary Pokemon started looking really out of place? Less organic and more like sci-fi?
Strange. It was as if I could see into the future.
Apparently, they would not look out of place in Xenoblade.
I know you won't believe this, but Shulk can see the future.
I didn't know you could do that.
It's not me. It's the power of the Monado.
And so it begins. The resurrection of the Bionis.
Begins again.
I've been waiting for you, Monado boy.
I wonder how people feel about the updated art style. On the one hand, it matches Xenoblade Chronicles 2. On the other hand, I'm sure there's people who prefer the more realistic style from the first game and X.
The people of Bionis will never let you triumph.
I kinda like this style. It looks more interesting to me. Okay, so that releases at the end of May. There's a spring release. Future Connect... Okay, I have not played the first game. Is this the port of the first game? Because that is not a title I would expect from a port.
If the
Or even a
capital is
remake.
on the shoulder, there are people there. I thought you'd want to go.
Oh, they're spending a lot of time on this.
Modern classic, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Okay, we're not live, so I can back up a bit. What were you just saying?
The ultimate version of a modern classic, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. On Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Definitive
the game looks
Edition.
better
That's
and plays
not what you
smoother than ever
said.
before. The battle HUD and menu screens are easy to read and easy to use.
I have not played any of the
And some of
Xenoblade
the music
games.
has been re-recorded. Now you can fully immerse in the majesty of this vast world.
They are games that I
And a
am...
new epilogue, a new story.
Oh.
Future Connected will cap off the main game.
That
So if
explains
you've
it.
played and loved
I was
the
wondering what the deal
original
with that
game,
title was.
You can not only revisit it, but look forward to one more adventure with Shulk.
Good thing I came prepared. We'll probably be needing this.
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition launches on May 29th, and you can pre-purchase the game starting today. Also, coming on May 29th, the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Works set will pack in a 250-page art book.
Yeah, I generally don't go for special editions. Too expensive. So, Xenoblade, the games are definitely games I'm interested in, but other games have taken priority. I almost wound up getting Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It didn't happen, though. Instead, I was debating between it and Ys 8, and I wound up getting neither.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Nintendo Direct Mini. We've got news on upcoming Nintendo Switch games, and we're focusing on a selection of them coming out this year. Now, let's roll through some headlines, shall we?
Well, the Xenoblade thing was at least
3 of
interesting.
SNK's most beloved series are coming soon to the Nintendo Switch system.
Was that? BioShock? Huh. Another series I've never played. I'm not entirely sure how comfortable I would be playing them, considering a big part is like stabbing your arm with chemicals. I am not a fan of needles. I am thinking of the right game, right? What? Okay, I know I wasn't thinking of that game. Oh, wait a sec. You're showing off different games. XCOM 2. So, a bunch of games releasing on Switch. This is 2K though, so I have to wonder, how much is
Old
microtransactions?
enemies face off in a new trailer for the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order Expansion Pass.
You so-called heroes have failed this world too many times.
I had a passing interest in that game. It's one of those games though that I'm glad exists, but I'm not interested. I'm glad it exists though because that makes their fans happy. I'm pretty sure there were people who enjoyed the game. I mean, they're bringing out DLC, so it must have had some success.
We have a universe to save.
You are wasting your time, fools. Doom always prevails.
I don't think Doom always prevails. From what I remember of Fantastic
Doom
4,
must become a god himself.
he often fails, actually.
In the darkest depths of the ocean lies a really fun game.
We shall
Human
see.
race, forced by global winter into an unexplored aquatic world. In this deep-sea exploration game, you'll collect resources to upgrade your gear, craft items, and dive deeper into the abyss. As you explore increasingly hostile environments, you better watch those oxygen and pressure levels. And if that's not challenging enough, Shinsekai's Time Attack Mode, Another Dive, boasts a perilous maze for you to race through, culminating with a final monstrous threat. You know, it can get pretty heavy down there, so why not lighten the mood with the jukebox feature?
So,
It lets you
they
remix
say
the
a
game's
maze,
background
and my
music
first
by
thought
modifying audio
was
filters.
the end game of Subspace
The time
Emissary.
has come to discover the
Hopefully
truth
the maze is
beneath
not
the
like
ocean's
that.
surface. When Shinsekai Into the Depths launches on Nintendo Switch today.
Oh, that's a Capcom game? It looked like an indie game.
Live your best deserted island life thanks to this free
And I don't mean
update.
that in a bad way. I mean, it's like,
Enjoying island life in the Animal Crossing New Horizons game?
it didn't look triple
Well,
A.
whether you're already living it up on the island or you're still planning your departure, there's an event coming up and we're happy to spill the beans. Crack the eggs? You see, after downloading the free update we made available at launch, one Zipper T Bunny will visit your island in celebration of Bunny Day in early April.
Bunny Day,
Can you
huh?
hunt down the eggs Zipper hid everywhere?
Gotta be PC.
Plus, you can craft these special limited time items from the Egg series. The Bunny Day event only comes once a year. This
I
time
was
from
really
April
hoping to
1st
see her
April
dress up
12th.
in bunny
Be sure to
ears and a
participate.
cottontail.
And guess what? There's another free update coming later in April. It'll usher in some newly added features, including the Earth Day event. Of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest on updates and more via the official Animal Crossing Twitter account, and other channels too. So, stay tuned. We hope you enjoy the updates and everything else about your life on the deserted island.
Not a game I own. Interested,
Hey, look!
but
Someone's hiring.
not yet.
Oh, this is your dad's company? Apparently, they offer a wide range of services. The job description entails many responsibilities. You'll deliver items, mop the floor, and maintain a comfortable
Out of curiosity,
work
were we
environment.
supposed to already know about those
They are
2K
trusting
games, Hit
you
and Switch?
with crane operation.
Maybe
and
I'm
other
not
tough
paying good
tasks.
enough attention, but that was news to me.
Uh-oh. That projector won't do. Think you can take care of that? Whether you conduct yourself in a professional manner or opt for more creative solutions, do what you need to do to get the job done.
This definitely looks like an indie game with the art style.
Hopefully you're ready to join the team and be put to work immediately. Because Good Job launches today.
Well, Nintendo's got their name on it. What about that ER ambulance
Full-body,
game? Let's see
mature
that
action
come to
adventure
the
puzzler
West.
is coming to Nintendo Switch. Contemplating the next step in his relationship, commitment-phobic Vincent finds himself pulled into the allure of a new love. Looks like poor Vincent's caught
Now,
in a
this
love
game I
quadrangle
was
with
already
Catherine,
aware was going to be Hit and
Catherine
Switch.
C, and Rin. Little
And
does
the
he know,
gameplay is like
temptation might lead to his own demise.
not
In this
something I'm
cult
interested
classic,
in.
Your choices will affect how their relationships unfold, and it only gets weirder. Deservedly, not only is Vincent riddled with guilt during the day, he's also not sleeping so soundly. Every night, his nightmares consist of a crumbling tower of puzzle blocks that he must climb in order to survive and see another day.
Ugh, I thought he
Find
was
out
about to
if
get
love is
crushed.
over for our troubled bachelor in this dark, intense, and intoxicating story when Catherine Full Body releases on Nintendo Switch July
That is an
7th.
interesting logo.
A free update for the Ring Fit Adventure game will pump up its
Something
audio.
else I don't own? Actually, there's a lot of games I don't own. Let's not be surprised about that. I am poor.
Time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared.
Mix things up with the new rhythm game mode. If you want to set a high score, you gotta get your body moving to the beat.
I
Speaking
at least know that this
There are
game is pretty
17 music
popular.
tracks in the rhythm
Like,
game.
surprisingly so. So I
We're talking
imagine
music
this
from
new
Super
mode
Mario
will do
Odyssey,
well, especially
Splatoon 2,
because there's a lot of
and
fans
The
out there
Legend
who
of
like
Zelda:
rhythm
Breath of the
games like
Wild.
that.
On top of that,
I feel my power returning. Nixie!
your companion
Not the
Ray,
voice I
will now
expected
have
to
a
come from
female
that
voice
thing.
option.
Nicely
Or
done.
any voice at all.
And you'll also be
Okay,
able to
if I
change
was holding
menus.
this ring and the little head started talking to me,
Feel
I would
free to
freak
change it up
out.
in the settings whenever you want.
Allez, c'est parti.
We're also adding in a new jogging option in both the custom and quick play modes. When you're not in a battling mood, you can simply run through a variety
This
of
is
fields.
Definitely an interesting
This free
looking
update for the
game,
Ring Fit Adventure game
which
will
is
be
probably why so
available
many
today.
people wound up getting it. It has this weird appeal.
Better open the gates. One treasured TRPG approaches. Since 1990, the King's Bounty series has been influencing the evolution
Never heard of it.
Western RPGs. And now it's back with a fresh look and a new approach. This straight-up sequel will pit army against army, sending the player on a quest around the world to save the world. This time, the graphics are more realistic. Your choices matter more
Not
than
to
ever.
their benefit.
So does the terrain you stand on. So master your surroundings like the master strategist you are. Across the land, you'll meet new people whose ethics and affinities are informed by the new character development system. Find out just how deep the gameplay will get when King's Bounty 2 launches on Nintendo Switch in 2020.
Was that guy about to double stab a monster?
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate news approaches.
Okay, I only heard
Fighter
one thing
included
about
in
this
Wave
direct
6
ahead of
the paid Super
ahead of
Smash
time,
Bros.
and
Ultimate
this was
DLC
it.
Will be joining the battle from ARMS. This fighter is a bit unusual thanks to those extendable arms, so we'll have
It's
to
about
extend
dang
our development
time.
too. Please stay
People
tuned
have
for
been
just a
wanting
bit
ARMS in
longer.
Smash
The next
since the
title
very
will be
beginning.
announced and released this June.
I mean, I could care less. I don't own the game. The single player content is
Don't miss
kind
this
of
ARMS game trial.
lacking.
A free game trial of ARMS will be available exclusively to Nintendo
I'm not
Switch
really a
Online
multiplayer
members.
gamer.
These elite fighting superstars share one thing in common: extendable arms. So equip super-powered arms to create a slew of combinations. For a limited time, you can try out the full game for free. Now, let's get stretchy.
It is a bummer that ARMS didn't do too well
Feeling
for a
good?
new IP.
Well, all right.
I guess this is
Then
their
how about
way
we take a
of trying
nice
to give it
long
another
look
breath of
at
life.
Bravely Default 2.
Where am I? Can't believe I survived.
Fire, water.
Those two people were
wind,
casually walking,
earth,
considering
nature's
that they were
masters.
spotting
The great
some
stone's power
unconscious
seeps
person on the
hand in
beach.
man. And
I
if
would have been
unleashed,
like rushing
will
up
bring
there,
forth death,
kneeling down, putting my
disaster,
hands on them, making sure they're
and
alive.
blight upon the land. Heroes of light, may the crystals guide you.
This is the crystal's blessing.
Don't swear the details, eh?
And don't stand on ceremony.
I do enjoy a good turn-based RPG.
Then I've done the right thing.
Once again, not a series that I have played because other games have taken priority. Maybe someday.
This tale unfolds on the continent of Excellent, home to 5 mighty kingdoms.
I was about to say, the continent of what?
The saga begins when our hero Seth, a young sailor, washes up on the shores
Huh,
of one
this is a
such
weird thing we're
kingdom.
finding on the beach. Oh wait, we should be reacting, yeah.
At least I'm alive.
Here, he meets Gloria of Musa, a princess who was forced to flee her kingdom when it was destroyed by evil forces bent on stealing its crystals.
You dare claim the crystals? You do not know their worth.
He also encounters 2 travelers determined to decipher a mysterious and magical book.
Crikey!
Elvis and Adele.
I've a certain special book to be deciphering.
We're not friends or anything.
Okay, I might have to get this game just for that guy. He
As
is
if
already
guided
my
by
favorite
fate,
character.
Our heroes join forces and set off together on a
Oh,
grand
that was a
mission,
really neat effect of them
each
running through the
filled with a
snow.
sense of purpose. But there will be those who stand in their way.
You know, the
Those
initial
who have
impression
gotten hold
is
of
this is
special
kind of
items
cartoony with the
known
character
as
models, but the
asterisks.
environments
These
are nicely
stones allow their
textured.
holders to take on jobs such as thief or black mage, becoming infinitely more powerful in the process.
Okay, let's do this.
I shall steal it all. Every last treasure in the Empire.
During battle, you must decide when to use Brave Points, or BP, the lifeblood of the game's turn-based system. The key to victory lies in knowing when to use the Brave and Default commands. Choose Brave to spend BP in order to allow characters to perform additional actions.
Check this out. Check this out.
Choose Default to order a character to guard, reclaiming a BP in the process.
Here goes. Yeah.
Strategically hold back, or take multiple actions in one turn. To make the right choice, you must consider your character's roles and statuses at all times.
I will say the one thing that held me back from trying this game, or these games, is that battle system with defending and building up power and that sort of thing. I kind of prefer a little bit simpler with mechanics.
Influencing the development of your characters.
I'll take that.
Now for a little announcement. A demo version of the game will launch today.
Well,
And in the near future, we'll conduct a survey to gather feedback and incorporate what we can as we finalize the game.
I mean,
You'll
as long as there's a demo, I guess I could try it out.
The latest entry in Square Enix's beloved series, Bravely Default 2, will release this year.
Hope you're having fun.
I'm enjoying myself.
Good news train a-movin'.
I actually had people tell me don't bother recording a
Tabletop classics
reaction,
from around the world will come together
but I
on
do think this
Nintendo
is
Switch.
interesting. Nothing amazing, but interesting. Some sort of artsy-fartsy puzzle game? Or,
Presenting every
no.
single game included in this massive new collection of fun from around the globe.
Board games.
Mancala,
I don't even have anybody to play with.
Backgammon, Renegade, Checkers, President, Dominoes.
Is this
Speed,
game using
Hare and
Mii's?
Hounds,
This game is using
Blackjack,
Mii's.
4 in a row. Chess, Shogi, Mini Shogi.
It is so weird to see Mii's in
Mahjong,
2020.
sevens, Golf, Darts, Texas Hold'em, 9 Men's Morris, Air Hockey, War, Carom, Chinese Checkers, Yacht Dice, Takoyaki.
I mean, some of the games in here I am
Spider
interested in
Solitaire,
playing.
Gomoku, Matching,
I just have nobody to play
Shooting
with.
Gallery, Slot Cards, Dots and Boxes, Hit and Blow, Pig's Tail.
Ah,
Mahjong
Dots and Boxes.
Solitaire,
I love that
Cards,
game.
Fishing, Klondike Solitaire, Toy Tennis, Toy Soccer, Toy Curling, Toy Boxing, Toy Baseball.
Holy
Battle,
cow, this is a collection.
Sliding Puzzle, and 6-Ball Puzzle. Phew, that really is 51 games. And there are many ways to play them. Some games are multiplayer, including options for up to 4 people, playing via local wireless, and in some cases, online play is supported too.
But only in some
Choose 3
cases.
games, match up with other players, and
Because
just
this is
play.
Nintendo.
Play to your heart's content against rivals the world over. When Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics launches on Nintendo Switch June 5th.
Depending on the price, I might be interested, since there are some single-player games in there.
Will the real Master Ninja please
Hopefully, I could play against a computer in some
Oh,
of them.
So you're the ultimate ninja, are you? Well then, prove it in battle. As one of 8 players, you must earn the most points to claim victory. Sprint across stages. And show off your gum ninjutsu like only you can.
So this is definitely a multiplayer
By
game.
chewing ninja gum, you can dash at high speeds. Disguise yourself.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn into a sign now.
And speaking of arsenals, from heady-hitting hammers to fast and flashy katanas to tactical tricked-out yo-yos, your choice of equipment could mean the difference between domination and defeat. Ninjas thrive in clans, so cement your supremacy in 4-on-4 team battles that prove ninjas are most clever when they work together. Will your efforts
Well,
end in gummy disaster?
working together, yeah. Does it
Or prove
include
you're the
voice
master?
support?
When Ninjula sneaks up on Nintendo Switch, May
Because
27th.
working together
And hey,
kind of
it's free to
requires
play
voice
too.
support. I kind of, First off, that game does look interesting. It looks like it could be possibly the next Splatoon if they were more willing to market it like Splatoon. Instead, it was like, it's just a blurb. Here's a game. Here's its features. Okay, moving on. They're not really giving it the same sort of focus like they did with Splatoon whenever that first happened. But it does look like that sort of game. If there's going to be, like, especially teaming up. But besides that, if there's not teaming up and if it's just Battle Royale-ish, I could still see the game being very interesting. That said, in regards to voice chat, that is such an important thing if you're going to have an online game with team thing. The fact that Splatoon 2 has done so well, despite the fact that you can't communicate with your team members, amazes me.
Check out what you can play on Nintendo Switch. Enter Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy to learn the ways of the Force. Customize your look, play a role in this Star Wars story, and battle online with up to 16 players. Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy launches on Nintendo Switch today. And get ready to strap in because Star Wars Episode 1 Racer is coming soon.
Okay, hold on a sec. I was about to say, I'm not interested in Star Wars, but then that... I actually have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer on Nintendo 64. It is a great game. So, yeah, I actually am interested in this.
In this remade Dragon Riding...
I'm actually wondering if it's going to be a port of the original game. There's actually more than one version of the original game. There was Nintendo 64, there was Game Boy, and there was PC. Each of them pretty different, especially the Game Boy one, but I remember the PC one in particular. I think it had the same tracks, but it also had a lot more, I don't even know what word to put it, but for example, they actually had the Star Wars theme play in the PC version, with the text scroll and everything, whereas the Nintendo 64 version, here's a title screen showing a race. This game is also a game of interest.
Classic. You'll pilot the Blue Dragon through incredible landscapes, battling giant creatures and lethal battleships, using 360-degree controls and lock-on targeting. It's your destiny to reach the tower or die trying. When Panzer Dragoon Remake launches first on Nintendo Switch as a timed console exclusive today.
I have Panzer Dragoon Orta on the original Xbox. Never beat it, but it was a fun game. Since I never beat it, I probably don't want to get too excited for this remake. I should probably actually beat the Xbox game so that I would know if I would be interested in beating this game.
There's a lot more coming to Nintendo Switch.
Trials of Mana. I have that on the Mana collection, and I have not played it yet. I really need to get to that sometime. It almost seems redundant to have the original on Switch and then also get the remake. I wonder if the remake's gonna really add a whole lot, besides the updated visuals. It's nice to see a bunch of games are in fact hitting Switch. Burnout Paradise Remastered. It's EA. What are the microtransactions going to be like? That looked interesting. Mr. Griller's still around, apparently. Minecraft Dungeons, multiplayer.
Well, it's been fun.
Co-op.
Today's Nintendo Direct Mini isn't over yet. This is our last news of the day.
Gotta have that one more thing. Okay, what is it? Oh, never mind.
For the latest information on the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass. With an expansion pass, the world of the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield games will grow. The sprawling island in the sea, the Isle of Armor, and the frozen snowscape known as the Crown Tundra will be accessible in the Galar region. It's a new adventure to embark on, with new people to meet along the way. Today we have some follow-up information about Part 1, the Isle of Armor.
I'm at least curious enough
On
to
the
keep
Isle of
watching.
Armor lies a dojo for Pokemon battles, where trainers gather to master their skills. And if you train at this dojo, you will receive the legendary Pokemon Kubfu from the Master Mustard. Through your training with Kubfu, you will
That
receive
doesn't really
permission
look
to
like a
challenge the
legendary
powers of Two
Pokemon,
Fists
but
on
at
the Isle
least
of
it
Armor.
looks like it fits
In this
in the
challenge, you will enter
Pokemon
one of two
mythos.
towers, the Tower of Darkness,
Unlike
or the Tower of
Dialga
Waters.
and that
You
other
may only
Pokemon
choose
from that
one,
generation.
and you and Kubfu must face this challenge alone. Once you've conquered one of the towers, Kubfu will evolve into Urshifu. If you choose the Tower of Darkness, it will learn Single Strike style. But if you choose the Tower of Waters, it will learn Rapid Strike style. Dark or Water, the choice is yours and yours alone. Beyond that, the evolved form of your partner Pokemon, be it Rillaboom, Cinderace, or Inteleon, will gain a Gigantamax form as a reward for your adventure on the Isle of Armor.
Yeah,
So,
why
let's
didn't they
take a
have
look
those
at
in the
each
first
Pokemon's
place?
Gigantamax form moves.
This big feature of the new
Being a
games,
giant
and your
drum
starter
and controlling
Pokemon
its
can't
roots,
even do
It's
it.
G-Max Drum Solo. Kicking a giant ball of fire to deliver a powerful shot, it's G-Max Fireball. And blasting the opponent with water from 130 feet up, it's G-Max Hydro Snipe.
Okay, I appreciate that
These
the
moves are
narrator
stronger
is
than
actually
Dynamax
trying to
moves, and when
act
used, the opponent's
excited about
abilities
this.
have no effect when they're attacking. In addition to new outfit items and hairstyles, there will also be new league card backgrounds, effects, and frames. Now you'll have even more customizations to use to show off your personality. Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass Part 1, The Isle of Armor, will launch by the end of June. Also, for those of you who purchased the Expansion Pass, we've prepared this early purchase bonus you can receive by August 31st.
I'm never a fan of
Starting today, during max rank battles in
of
the wild area,
pre-bonuses
you'll have
like
a higher
that.
chance of encountering the Gigantamax forms of Caparaja and Duraludon in Pokemon Sword.
Because if you miss your chance at them, like if you don't decide to get a game
And
until
Garbodor and
after,
Charizard in Pokemon Shield.
you're never getting it.
Battle with other trainers to take on this challenge together.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct Mini. Thanks for watching.
So, I don't know content-wise what the expansion pass is going to be, but I am not interested. Pokemon Sword and Shield are lacking, especially knowing what a Pokemon mainline game could be. And even if the expansion pass is good, it still requires owning Sword and Shield, which I am not interested in. I'm not gonna get a game I'm not interested in just for its DLC. Anyway, that is the end of the Direct. Certainly no huge announcements, no Paper Mario or anything like that, but I thought it was interesting. People told me don't bother recording a reaction, but I was thoroughly entertained. Well, hopefully you guys were also thoroughly entertained, and I want to continue to thoroughly entertain you. I create content at both Twitch and YouTube. First things first, over at Twitch, I recently started up a blind playthrough of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX, and I am quite enjoying myself on that playthrough. I stream it every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Today, I'm going to finish up an RPG Maker 2 demo. RPG Maker 2 being one of the only 3D RPG makers. The game is Defenders of Light: The Three Worlds. It is sort of a collectathon with a focus on minigames. The game is unfortunately cancelled for reasons, but the game's creator wanted me to show it off, and I have been showing it off. Along with that, once that is over, starting this Saturday, I'm going to be playing an indie game on the Nintendo Switch called Furwind. It is a platformer starring a fox. The game kind of reminds me a little bit of Shovel Knight. I don't necessarily know that the game will be as good as Shovel Knight, but I'm getting into indie games lately, and the game looked interesting, so I wanted to try it out. That game will be every Saturday as well as every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, here at YouTube, I am posting a 100% playthrough of Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64. I am currently in Chapter 7? Yeah, Chapter 7. You know, with the snow and the murder and that sort of thing. And also, on YouTube, I am posting an RPG Maker 3 playthrough. RPG Maker 3 being the other 3D RPG Maker. The game is Raiders of Lecundar Special Edition. It's kind of a slow-paced game. The dungeons are long. The battles are basically every battle is a boss fight. Thankfully, no random encounters. But it's also a silly game. Definitely check out today's episode because, I encountered a wyvern. That's all I will say. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.